go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to eLearnChat, where talk is knowledge. And sometimes when we talk too much, it becomes retake after retake. Here we go. We're back. Hi, everyone. Welcome again to our show. We have been gone for over 2 months, so it's been a long time. A lot of stuff has happened since then. But before we start, let me introduce you to some of the players in the room right now. And we've got with us right now, I'm going to do a switch over here. This is Clark Ostrander. He is helping us with the operation of our new NewTek Tricaster. And in this corner, we've got... somebody you all know pretty well. I haven't seen her in a while. There she is, Dawn Mahoney. Hey, Dawn, how are you?
Hello, everybody. How are you? Staying warm.
Good. Good.
It was -8 when I got up today, Fahrenheit.
What was it?
-8. That's progress.
-8. Wow. So you're thawing out already.
Yeah, it made it to 4 degrees yesterday afternoon, and by tomorrow we're going to be in the 20s, so it's a good thing.
Wow, that's pretty good. So what have you been up to this whole time while you've been, should I say, away?
Yeah, I've been away from the show, but it's not like I've, had a lot of moss growing under my feet and sipping drinks and eating bonbons. I've been learning how to use Adobe Captivate and other Adobe e-learning products.
Right.
Leva knows all about that. She's been a big help to me on the sidelines. There were the holidays in there. I've made a few trips to Nashville for work. So I'm sorry to say, while I missed the show, there was other stuff filling the space.
Wow, so you've been busy.
Yeah, as have you. And we have this third person on our show, Clark. Again, thank you for joining us.
Yep, so we are cranking along right now. And what we're going to be doing in the future is we're going to have, obviously, more videos and things like that on the shows. It's just that right now we're just getting ready. Now, we did have a guest today, and unfortunately, she hurt her back, so she couldn't make it. That was Connie Malamed, who you probably all know from previous shows. She's been on, I think, twice already on this show, and she's been on eMediaChat once. But unfortunately, had a small injury and couldn't make it today, but we'll get her back. Connie's always an interesting guest and has good insights. And we've got some other guests that you've been lining up, don't we?
Yep. I talked with Connie last fall. She hasn't been on the show since I've been hosting with you. So I asked her if she would do it, and she said we're family, of course. So we're wishing her a speedy recovery. She's going to be doing one of the day-long workshops at Technology and at I think at LSCon too. She's kind of busy out there, so we want her to get better. And then next week we have Mike Parkinson. He has 2 companies, somebody I've known for a couple years in the presentations world, and his companies is $1 Billion Graphics, and that's kind of his biggie. He has a few books out. So I'm looking forward to the energy that Mike will bring to the show next week.
That sounds
You won't
great.
be stuck just with me.
$1 Billion Graphics.
$1 Billion graphics.
$1 billion. That's some expensive graphics.
Yeah, but they aren't expensive at all. And I bet he'll have some goodies for us.
That sounds great. That sounds good. Well, anyway, what we wanted to do today was just reintroduce ourselves. It's been a long time, and make sure that no one has completely forgotten us. We forget ourselves all the time, but that's a different issue. And everything's been going good. We've been really busy, too. And in our studio, we have made a lot of changes. So from before, for the last 4 years, we've been running out of the home on the studio. Our offices didn't have enough space, so we expanded our offices about 2 months ago. And right now, we are in a pretty nice studio inside of our offices. So we have several floors now in our building, and this particular one has the studio built in. We're building 2 studios here. This is the main studio, and then there'll be an alternate studio on the other side of this suite, which will be our Wirecast studio. We've been using Wirecast for literally, what's it been? About I'd say almost 4 years. And we decided to make the change to a NewTek Tricaster in this studio. Now, for all of those familiar with video and video broadcasting, the NewTek Tricaster is pretty much the standard for video broadcasting, especially at this level, where we'd call it semi-pro or even pro. There's a lot of pro work they do in sports, in schools, in churches, and a lot of corporations. But anyway, the Tricaster is a different kind of machine. We have right now in front of me, I've got, and that's only for right now, I've got this big control surface. Weighs about 25 pounds. I'm trying to lift it here. It's pretty heavy. I don't think we have a shot of it. No, I don't have a shot of this right now. Well, maybe I can lift it. Let me see.
Come on,
maybe
man.
You can see it. There you go. You can see it this way. You can see it kind of at an angle. But that is our control surface. That's what controls the shots from my end. Then over where Clark is, he has, let me switch over to his shot. And so what I've got on Clark here, he has one monitor in front of him. We're going to have a second monitor in here, which is actually a TV. We're building that right now. We're building out the stand for it. So that'll be up probably before end of the week. Then he's got one monitor where he can see the whole interface and everything I'm seeing here, as well as he has his own controller, which is a kind of a nice keyboard. Looks like a regular PC keyboard, but it has special keys and it has a lot of macros built into it, so it does things very quickly. He can control the show from there. So if he goes, for example, to your shot, Dawn, he can, from where he is, make the same switch. If you want to bring her live on 2. There we go. So now he can control that same switch, and he can also bring you right back. So you can bring me back, see? So just by, he can do it on his end, I can do it on my end. And what we're doing now, because we're on the Tricaster, it lends itself to doing a preview before we do a cut to live. So right now I'm live. If I hit what's called our take key, it's a cut. And there you see Dawn. If I hit our auto key, now we have a transition. So or fade. I can change that. I can make a different transition. So now we have kind of a different kind of fade. Oops, sorry.
You're very fancy.
Yeah, so now we can do that kind of fade where we've got stuff coming in. That's like our lower third. We can do just a different kind of fade. There you go. That's a ripple fade. So that's kind of a cute little fade if we want. So we have all sorts of transitions we can do. That's kind of a little grid plasma type thingy. And then we have hundreds more that we can load in. We don't have them all loaded in right now. But the standard one is a fade. That's usually what we would do, or a cut. Cuts are pretty common whenever you do video work. Then we have what we call our mix effects, and that's where we can composite or put together different kinds of shots. So right now I'm going to cut to, well, actually I autoed. There you see Dawn and myself. So that we're in a double shot. I can't reach into her. She can't reach into me, though we're actually, see, we're all kind of right near that edge. Now, Dawn, look to your, look to your right.
All the way?
Hi, Dawn. How you doing?
Good.
See, I just looked at her and said hi. She looked at me and didn't know what was going on.
Because I'm looking to my right. I'll catch it later.
So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. But anyway, so the shots are similar to what we had before, but we have a little more control. We can run 20, 30 videos in a row if we want. We can do all sorts of stuff. We can also take inputs from network sources, from virtual computers, from just a whole lot of different things. So we have a little more capability with this software, but there is a little more work involved. So, there's always that shift from one thing to another. So if I come back to my shot, that's what you're going to see a lot more of this coming year. You're going to see just a lot more in terms of our different shots and what we can do. And we're still learning this hardware, and it's a little tricky. So we're figuring out the nuances of the workflows and everything else. And then I think we're going to have somebody from NewTek fly out and train us. We did some training already with our local vendor. We got this from Key Media, Key Code Media. I'm sorry, Key Code Media in Burbank. They're one of the top NewTek resellers, and they've done a good job with this. So we have it all set up. Our studio has a green screen right behind me. Now, if you look over here at Clark's shot, what you're going to see is a little bit of, you can't really see the green screen from where he's at. You can see a little bit of a black curtain in front of a window. That is the edge. Now, I can lean in, and you see my hand. I can touch him virtually. He's pretty far away. He's, what, about 4 feet away? I have long arms. But so I can reach him over there. But he is on the other side of the desk we're on. It's a big workstation. So you can tell the difference in just different shots just by doing our switch, and by having the green curtain behind me, we can create all sorts of different shots. So it's kind of interesting the way the whole thing works. So it's a little more complex, but it's a lot more fun. And if you notice on our lower thirds, we can do all sorts of effects when they come in. That is just kind of a cute little effect we liked. Kind of fades into infinity, fades out and fades in from infinity. It's pretty cool.
Is it going to be more seamless when we have guests where we either want to give them control of their desktop or transition to their website? Sometimes that was a little slow before.
Yeah, it should be okay right now. Now, if they want to share their Skype screen, they can do that just like before. But we're going to have, what happens is we're now doing hardware directly into, so before we were going through a virtual input. So for example, think of GoToMeeting or GoToMyPC, where you're remote, but you can access your machine or a group remotely. It's not bad. The quality was okay, but now what we're doing is, from these to my right, I'm reaching over. You can see my arm reaching. There are 3 Mac Minis, and they're all acting as Skype machines. In fact, right here on preview, this is our other Skype machine. So this is the one. If we had a guest today, they would have been on this machine.
Okay.
But we're on this machine. So Dawn is on on the first Mac Mini over here. So that Mac Mini has an HDMI output. It is going into a Blackmagic Design HDMI to SDI. Now, SDI is a Serial Digital Interface, or coax. It's the kind of interface you have on your TV sets. It's a coax cable which goes into the back of a box that's under our table, which is a huge workstation. That is the Tricaster itself. And what that does is it allows us to really capture about the best quality of video coming out of the shot. That's why your shot looks a lot cleaner than it normally did, because the conversion is really clean from HDMI out. Whereas before we were going virtual, and there are some lags, there's a little bit of degradation, wasn't quite as clean. So we do have improvements in video, and audio quality is about the same, because we're still using the Macchionics mixer, the same kind of equipment, and everything else. Now, I don't have a headset on today. I should say headphones. I have little clear, you can probably see them here. No, I don't have a hearing aid. I hear very well. These are clear, Shure. What number is this?
It's like the people in the band wear.
Yeah, in fact, these are Shure. I'm trying to get the model number for you. E35, I think, something like that. I think it's an E35. I don't remember. They're not cheap. They cost a fortune. But a friend of mine recommended them, and they actually work pretty well. Though it is a little strange having it right inside your head. I'm not used to that. I'm used to listening to music this way, but not really being on a show. So I hear myself much more than I want to. So,
well, if you break out in a drum riff or something, we'll know why, because you got the inner musician going on.
Well, it's sort of funny because I used to drum, and Clark next to me used to drum too. In fact, I think this is our Clark and me shot. Here we go. So there is Clark and me, and we used to both be drummers. And then Rocky, who's not here today, Rocky Roberts, he's going to be our other Tricaster operator. He's learning it as well. He's another drummer. I don't know what's with all the drummers. Wait, I guess we like pounding things. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom.
well, yeah, that or all the sound equipment that goes with the band piece of it.
Yeah,
So you're kind of in the right place
That's
if
pretty
you
much.
tend
Oh, if you walk into this room right now, you will see more cables than you think could exist. We got cables up and down, and in fact, we have a new rack that we just got. We have to install it with all our Furman power conditioners, so we're going to be putting that in, and that should keep the cables more in one spot rather than everywhere. There's a lot of cables. We've got probably, about 18 cables? 16 to 18 cables running around with power needs.
Well, I teach workplace safety, so anytime
you would come in here and
cover that with you.
I think we failed.
I won't tell OSHA on you.
No, but I think we could have done better, but I don't think we did. So it is sort of interesting the way that all goes. So anyway.
You said you have 3 Skype machines now, so will we be able to have... No, 3. It will still be 3 if we have a guest. We won't be able to do 4 yet.
We could do 4 if we had somebody in-house. But right now we can do probably 3.
Okay.
3 if we have to. But we definitely can do 3 easily. You, a guest, and myself. So we could do that pretty easily. Just like before. We just don't have the guest today.
Right.
But anyway, so that's kind of some of what we've been doing and some of the reasons we had some problems. Wirecast did an upgrade, which is what killed us in December. They changed a lot of the way they did things and ruined all of our controllers. So we couldn't control the show easily, and that was kind of a bad one. So that's why we didn't have shows in December. We tried getting the thing up, and it just wasn't working right. So we'll fix that on the back end in the other studio. And of course, we got this in towards right before Christmas. And we're just now starting to really get our feet with it, wet with it, and get familiar with it. So, and that amidst all the work we had to do. So it's kind of fun. This is not our day job.
Plus you got your long-awaited FiOS
and we do have FiOS. We have good FiOS. We've got 300 megabits down and 75 up. So we're doing well right now. We don't want to go home. We just like being here. It's like,
you're just going to stay there, and you're going to turn into a gamer.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I don't game that much anymore. I like games.
You'll have such speed that you can
I got a PS3, and all I did was get killed in some of the games I gave up. I said, I'm done. I'm no good at it. I get killed by zombies. Dead people kill me. That's how bad I am. So.
Well, the feedback on the chat window, as Leva's been watching and asking a few questions, she knows that I'm not highly technically capable, so I'm glad you didn't ask for model numbers or anything, Leva. But she said the picture is looking really clear.
Yeah, we noticed that. That was our concern. We wanted to make it professional, to make it look as good as we can, and I think the studio and the lighting and everything is just really helping out now.
Well, and I am still using the same laptop, which is just a regular Dell laptop, and it's even clearer on here.
Well, that's because we were going through Skype and then another conversion through software. So now we're going through hardware. It's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, there's not as many generations.
No, you look great.
I do?
Yeah, you look great before too, but now you look greater.
No comment. No comment. But yeah, it definitely is making a difference.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that's why we've been gone, everybody. There's been a lot going on in the land of Camarillo, California, and in Rick's studio and offices. Lots of new gadgets and goodies and software to learn, which that's not simple.
No, but it's what we do, and we do it for you. So there we go. So anyway, are you going to ASTD Tech Knowledge?
I am not going to Tech Knowledge.
You're not? Okay. I plan on being there. If anybody's going to be there, actually Trish Yule guilted me into going. Oh. I wasn't planning on going, but she goes, I finally made it to the West Coast. I'm going to see you there.
Well, so she'll have a leg up on me.
I'm not really scheduled for that show. Yeah. And she just was like, okay. Totally deflated. I was deflated too. So we're going.
Oh, okay.
We're definitely going. Got to see Trish. All these years, I've never met her in person. It's been almost 5 years since I've known her. Never in person. So she's as virtual to me as I am to her. We're non-existent. But
Right.
but no, I'm looking forward to going to Tech Knowledge. If anybody's going to be at Tech Knowledge, let me know. Let's try to get together, and it'd be great to meet you or to re-meet you. So it's just it's a fairly good show. We've enjoyed it. This time it's at the Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas on the. I think we're flying out 20. Well, actually, we're driving out. 21st and 22nd. No, 22nd and 23rd is when we'll be there. Wednesday and Thursday.
Are you attending the conference or just
No,
going and hanging out?
Just visiting, and so we'll be going into the expo, walking around, looking at things. I know a lot of the vendors. So I'll go by, say hi, try to get some guests lined up for the show too.
Okay. That's the last week in the month too, right?
That's the next to last week, 22nd and 23rd.
Okay.
And then we have another show that's going to be starting up on the 21st, and that is going to be called Mobile Does Matter. So that is going to be with Alex Lind. He is, I never liked the word expert, but he's been involved with mobile and with marketing for many, many years. He's an interesting guy. He's a West Point grad. He's also a concert pianist, and he works with us right now. He is doing all our business development, but we're also creating a marketing company aside from the e-learning company, and his specialty is mobile marketing. He's done things like create nationwide mobile services. So if you're kind of like things like, what is it, Tagwater, something like that, where you have things tagged, and any city you went into, you'd have information, resources, and everything else that they had going. So he's got a lot of background in that. It should be a fun show. So that's coming on the 21st.
First, and it'll be a weekly show as well?
And that'll be daily. I'm sorry, weekly.
Okay. Cool.
Weekly. So that'll be on a Tuesday right now.
Oh, okay. In place of our former Trick Tech.
In place of Trick Tech. Well, Gina's going to be on this show a couple of times. She agreed to come on and be like a semi-regular guest. So that'll be fun. We miss Gina.
Yeah, I miss her. I look forward to that Tuesday highlight when I wasn't traveling.
Gina's energy is fun. It's always good to have her around, and she's just a lot of fun to have around. And actually, Gina and I did meet last year, and it was really funny because I've been predicting that the first time we meet, she'll cancel the show, and within 2 months it was canceled. And I went, I knew that would happen. You know, we had this ongoing joke for 2 years, or for about 2 years, that if you ever meet me, you may not like me, and it's over. And she met me, and it was over.
It was over almost instantly, too.
Yeah, no, actually, she was really bogged down with work. And at the time, we were pretty bogged down, too. So we did 100 shows together. And we let it go at 100. But, yeah, I think she misses it, too. We're having a good time. We had a really good time on the shows. And when we have met in person, I think we've met twice already in person. We've just had a really nice time together. And she's a doll in every which way. What you see on the shows is who she is. It's exactly what she's like. There's no pretense with Gina. She's real. So you've met her, right?
Gina, not in person.
Oh,
no,
never in person.
We've had near misses a few times, but it didn't happen.
Okay.
So yeah, isn't it crazy how good of friends everybody can be without having met in person? Because you and I haven't met.
That's true. That's true. We haven't.
It's fun. I love having friends from all over the world, and hopefully we get to meet each other at some point too.
What's the old saying, Donna? We went to different schools together.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So anyway.
Yeah, and Leva's saying she hasn't met Gina either. She missed her when she was doing was it last year, 2012?
Oh, right. You know, Gina, you missed her at DevLearn.
Yeah, at
somehow
DevLearn.
we didn't. Oh, you were at the Grand Canyon that day, I think. That's right. She decided to go for a big rock over Gina. I don't know what to say about that.
She's saying I need a green screen too. That's kind of beyond my level of capability right now. So right now you still have my house until future.
Yeah, green screen you would be a little tricky because you'd have to have green screen software in order for it to show that way, and that's a little trickier.
Right.
Can't be done,
on
though.
my computer, but I don't have it on the one that I run Skype.
We
So
could mat out your background, but the problem is, even with what you have now, but it would take you out. Well, that's not good.
well, probably some people would appreciate that, or maybe they lose my voice first. I don't know.
Yeah. No, we can get rid of your voice. I can mute you at any time, so this is good.
Go ahead.
I call this the wife button, but I I used to do it to Gina. There's a couple of times Gina would just go, and I just okay. So I just mute her, and she's like, huh? And we just kept the show going, and then she'd come back and go, "Oh, you're back." She goes, "What happened?"
Oh, because I caught you at that, I think, at least once.
Yeah.
He's probably done it to me, right, everybody?
I've only done it too when you've had a lot of noise, like when you were on the road and with noise in the background. A couple of times we've muted you because it was static noise, bad connection noise.
Yeah, it's because I have to use my phone as a camera.
And after 3 false starts today, I did mute you when we did the last one, just to make sure that we were on the right one.
Okay, fine. I'll get even. Just know I can get even.
I know.
I don't know yet, but at some point I'll figure it out.
We will be afraid, very afraid.
Right. So next week we'll have a show because we have Mike all scheduled. We'll do a dress rehearsal with him because he's new to Skype. Yep. But then when you're at Tech Knowledge, will we not have a show? So 2 weeks?
No, we're doing it that Wednesday because we're leaving right after the show.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
Yep. So.
And yeah. So perfect. We're on our regular schedule, everybody. So put us in your planning instrument, whether it's on paper or digital. We hope you're here. It's more fun with you.
That's true.
Really, really true.
And so what we're going to do right now is bid you all a very fond adieu until next time. We were going to sing the Von Trapp song, Avita Zane Farewell, but we just couldn't coordinate it right. So maybe next time.
News to me.
So long, farewell.
I can do this thing.
All right, here we go. I could do the little girl voice pretty well, but not often.
You can do Liesel. Yes, you can.
Was it Weasel? Was that her name? Liesel.
Liesel. Right?
That was such a cute movie.
It is.
Did you see the remake of it, the one for TV?
No, I chose not to watch.
It was okay. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw the first maybe 20 minutes. It was okay. It was not great. For a professional thing, it was very badly mic'd.
Oh, interesting.
You could tell they were clipping, and I went, "Wow, this is a major studio," and they were clipping it. The audio was a little bit strident, and some of them have strong voices, and when you put a strong voice with a very hot mic, then it just becomes very loud. So I think that's the only thing they blew. The sets were nice. The kids were cute. They sang pretty well.
In the studio and dubbed the audio back in of the music?
They couldn't because this was live. They actually did a live recording.
Yeah, it was of the Broadway production.
Of the Broadway production. It was similar to the Broadway production, I guess. It was like a variation of it. But it was cute. It's what's her name? Carrie Underwood. She did okay, considering. And you can't compare
against Carrie Underwood or anything like that. It's just that it's something I've loved for a really long time in my life, both the live production and the movie, and I just didn't need to have that redone for me.
It wasn't as good as the live ones. I saw it live at a theater once. It was better. So for all the millions they spent, it was okay. It was okay. It was a B.
Yeah, I've been catching up on lots of movies, but we can talk about that some other time.
That sounds good. Well, we are going to wrap up this show, and we will see you all next week on eLearnChat. Dawn, good to see you again. And everybody else, we're going to run our exit movie, and we will see you soon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the exit.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.